Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, if you're having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. If you have a property to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. If you lend your friends and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, you have an agreement, you can also contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you on our page, Real Talk, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. Now, viewers, it's Fire Friday. We are back on the air for Fire Friday. I did say to you that after the carnival, we would resume our Fire Friday. So we are back up on the Synergy Network on Fridays. Tell your friends, tell your families that Real Talk Fire Friday is back on the air. Now, viewers, our show is a live show from Monday to Friday, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have a rerun the following morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So those of you who did not catch the live show, you can see the rerun the following morning. You can also view it on YouTube, TT Real Talk, and you will see what you missed out. It's Friday. It's a alignment night for some of you. It's a drinking night. But here we are on Synergy TV, bringing the issues of the day to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and for those of you outside Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say a special good night to Doll, who is in St. Vincent, and her business in St. Vincent. To the viewers of St. Vincent, I have a lot of loyal viewers in St. Vincent. I was planning to go there soon, but nevertheless, time will tell. I hear it's a nice country. So, as we move on tonight, feel free to call in viewers, 238-6716. Drop in your comments. Let me hear what you have to say. Let Trinidad and the world know what you have to say concerning issues that are taking place in your country. As we move on tonight, Acting Prime Minister Colin Imbert is today saying that the government of Trinidad and Tobago did not send a shipment of N95 masks to China. He was responding to a question from members of Parliament from Couva North, Ramona Ramdale, in Parliament earlier today. Last month, remember when I was telling you that the government have sent 15,000 masks to China? Now, the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Dennis Moses, made that announcement. It added that Minister Moses told media representative that the donation includes 13,695 respirator masks, 1,095 surgical masks, and 400 other masks. The mask was said to be valued at $150,000 TT dollars. However, when asked to clarify, the acting Prime Minister said the mask was sent to China from the private sector. From the private sector. So, if the private sector have sent these masks to China, listen carefully, eh? If the private sector have sent these masks to China, now I did say on my show that we have approximately 25,000 masks in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a population of over 1.3 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's just say that we have one confirmed case of coronavirus in Trinidad and Tobago. How far do you think that 25,000 masks will go? Not to 25,000 people? So what happened to the 1,100,000 and approximately 50 people? What happened to them? Somebody say something. Now, what I would like the acting Prime Minister to do, so that the population of Trinidad and Tobago will understand that he is not telling another tale, is to compile data of which business sector contributed. Because you want to tell me we have an outbreak of coronavirus. I would say it is hitting worldwide now, because every day some country is confirming a or more case. In some cases, we have deaths. So I am definitely sure that if the private sector is donating these masks, they wouldn't mind that their company name being called as a donation to China. How many of you would agree with me? Let's just say we have one confirmed case of coronavirus in Trinidad. Over the last couple of weeks, medical centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago have been confirming they have a flu-like symptom. And when that hits the population of Trinidad and Tobago, people tend to go into a panic mood. We tend to go into a panic mood. You know why? Because we realize and we understand that it has no cure for this virus. So why not? The public sector did not spend that $150,000, that 13,695 respirator masks, 1,095 surgical masks, and 400 other masks. Why didn't they donate that to Trinidad and Tobago healthcare? If I talk in foolishness, you the viewers tell me. Keep in mind, we have 25,000 masks. Keep that in mind. We have 1.3 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, tomorrow, Mount Hope or San Fernando Hospital or Cora have one confirmed case of coronavirus. What's going to take place in Trinidad? You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Trinidad and Tobago going into a panic mood. And the business sector, the private sector now, going to regret.
So they're going to do the formalities, they're going to clear the dance floor, and what is that?
25,000 people, what happened to the million and something? What we going to do? We go catch it? We go catch it? Huh? I surely hear this on no other station. I surely hear this on no other show. Because the other shows are educating you all like I do into you. Say something now. It's Fire Friday tonight, you know. I lighten it up tonight, you know. You see, back on the air? $150,000 in masks. You supporting China with the mask making. Navin, the business sector supporting China with the mask making. We are making the mask down here. Every day go by, you hear a bulletin of a confirmed case, flu-like symptom. Let me tell you something. You see, this is one of the reasons why. This is one of the reasons why I don't beg people to put an ad on Real Talk. You understand? This is why. Because if somebody got to run an ad, you know, says, Saeed, we the business population, we have an ad on your show, you know, you can't say anything about the business population. Thank God, God funded my program. So I could hit all your ad. And if all your vex, but that's all your business, all you ain't funding me, all you ain't minding me. All you ain't paying my staff. All you buying a car for me. I just laid it out to the people, black and white. Some of them saying, oh good, Saeed come out hot tonight, boys. But it's Fire Friday. It's Fire Friday. Oh, and I want to say a special good night to my little son Adam and Josiah, because mother say they're always locked on. I just tell the mother I want them to be like the father. Walk in the father footstep. Walk in a role model footstep. So people would know it have Saeed Juniors coming up. Yeah? So $150,000 in mask went to China, who manufacturing the mask. We are manufacturing it down here, but we sending out. Let me tell you something, a little common sense. If we had 1.5 million masks in Trinidad, stash away somewhere, we could have given away a little 500. That's what I'm telling earlier. We could have given away a little 500 to a country who need it. You're making sure that there are sufficient masks for your country people before you give out. Let me tell you something. It's only facts I bring into all, you know. I didn't come here to skin and grin, you know. I come here to make a change, you know. You see, Moses made a change back in Israel. In Egypt, Moses made a change. I said Moses, I Saeed. Kola, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
I want to say something. The Minister of Health always comes on TV and says there are no confirmed cases. But when I go on Facebook, I see there are confirmed cases. And that 2 people have died in San Fernando General Hospital. I don't know how true that is.
Negative.
Eh?
Not true.
Not so?
If coronavirus, if there's an outbreak in Trinidad, I would know.
Okay.
Because the people who I deal with, they wouldn't hide that. Because they deal with me on a different level also.
Okay, so.
Thank you, my friend, for the concern. However, when asked to clarify, the acting Prime Minister said the mask was sent to China from the private sector. If I send something to China, or to the US, or to England, and it goes through the minister, I would definitely like the minister to say, well, 1,000 masks came from Real Talk Production, 500 masks came from Real Talk Debt Collection Department, so the people would know. I know some all in the business sector ain't gonna like it, you know. Nevertheless. But this is what I have to tell you concerning that. Now listen to this, The ministry again urged people to avoid sharing misled and or false information about COVID-19 on social media. The minister saying so, The minister saying so. Call her good night.
Good night, Mrs. Ali.
Go right ahead.
An election.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes? Next call. So we're moving from N95 mask to PTSD. Not all buses at the Public Transport Service Corporation, PTSD, have inspection sticker. This was revealed by the president of the Public Service Association, Watson Duke, at a press conference this afternoon. This morning, the union met with officials at PTSD to discuss ongoing issue. Duke dismissed claims that the workers are involved in industrial action. However, he said that there is a misrepresentation of the real issue.
We want to make it absolutely clear to the public at this point in time that at no point did the drivers at PTSC or the mechanical persons or the engineers ever engage in industrial actions. At no point in time were these workers engaged in any kind of practice to hurt the traveling public, nor was it deliberate, willful, spiteful, or malicious.
According to Mr. Duke, the agreement between PTSC and the drivers is that if the vehicles are defective, they will not drive them.
We should have about 500 buses operating in Trinidad and Tobago, but they're down to 300. Of the 300 buses, only 2 are said to have a valid inspection certificate. Of the 200, only 200 are said to have a valid inspection certificate. Of that 200, only a few would have the valid inspection certificate on board.
Addressing the issue of absent workers, Duke said the corporation had no official records to prove that this was true.
We have heard against spurious allegations that workers not showing up to work. When we ask the management for an accurate record of all the workers who turn up to work from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they couldn't find such.
Now viewers, I'll tell you something. I'm getting some more information on this bus issue. I spoke to someone from PTSC, a big boy in PTSC. I won't call his name. And he said to me, he said, Saeed, some of the buses do not have stickers. Some of the buses are faulty. They are not road-worthy. And the reason why he brought this to my attention yesterday is that the demerit point system will be coming into effect, full effect, where you would have demerit points and you would lose your driver's permit for a year or 2, if that is the case. He said, Saeed, if PTSC bus, if an officer stopped them, a licensed officer or the police stopped them, they said they are not issuing a ticket to PTSC. They are issuing a ticket to the driver of that bus. So if that bus is not roadworthy, who you think gets any ticket? He said, Saeed, is not PTSC. He said the driver of that bus will be getting that ticket and the point system will act on that driver, not PTSC. So he said, I will furnish you with reports and videos of the defective buses that they want to be on the road. So this week coming, I will have a full show on the PTSC situation and the buses. Because I will tell you something, sometimes I just see some buses on the road. I just want to know if them buses go on excursion or just leave the garage. I'm telling you, serious. You know these buses where they join in the center? One day I was coming up the highway and I saw a bus fall in 2. The center of the bus was like a foot away, or probably about half foot from touching the road. And imagine people have to sit on this thing from San Fernando to Port of Spain. Imagine that. I ain't telling you something I hear, you know. I'm on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago every single day, and I see these buses. So it's not like I'm blind and somebody say, well, you know, Saeed, I see a bus catch on fire today. I blind, how I go see? But I'm talking about things I'm seeing. So next week I'll give you a full rundown concerning that. The PSA president also commented on report that drivers are taking the buses for a test run and claiming that they are defective.
We have heard allegations of the engineering department, mechanical department fixing the buses and drivers making spin with the buses and come back and say the bus is defective. When we asked about whether the drivers were doing it alone, we were informed that the drivers were doing that in the company of the mechanics.
That is what Mr. Watson Duke had to say. But I will bring you a full show of the buses of PTSC that has been on the road running. As we move along tonight, caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I would like to ask a question, please. Right? China is a first world country. Why would private businessmen in Trinidad and Tobago have to send dust masks to a country like China who built a gigantic hospital and have the technology to furnish it 10 days, Mr. Ali? Right? That is point one. Please allow me to ask our next question, please, sir. Mr. Fitzroy Hines, if somebody were to use obscene language against another person, you know what the police would tell us? Go to the JP and bring private action. How come they charge the man for using obscene language against Mr. Hines and he made jail? So if a private person bring action against a private person for obscene language, you know what the magistrates do? Reprimand you and discharge you one time.
Yes.
This law works for one person and it doesn't work for the other person. You understand? So that is a favor the police department has done for Mr. Hines there. But I want to know how Mr. Hines is going to ask those people to come and vote for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. No, that is a very good topic. You know, obscene language, I think it's about 300 or 400 in the court, you know. It's about 300 or 400 in the courts, and a man making jail. See? Sometimes there's something in the mortar beside the pestle. You know what I'm going to do? I will get a nice glass table here, you know, and I will get a big mortar and a big pestle. And every time we bring in a story with something not adding up, we pong in that. Yeah? Something in the mortar beside the pestle. I ain't here to make joke, you know. Caller, good night. It's Fire Friday. We lighten it up tonight. Hello? Hello? Next call, next call. So we're moving on to social development now. The attitude of staff at social development, social service office is one of that many challenge faced by persons who try to access these service. I know plenty people go calling, you know. Take what I'm telling all you. 238-6716. This is according to civil consultant Ms. Susan Gopal. She made these statements to the Joint Select Committee of the Parliament earlier today.
We have to remember too that these people in the communities, they are hope drained, going back to our vision and mission. And sometimes when they go to these social services, the types of attitude that they get from the customer service representatives.
Negative attitude.
Negative attitude.
Be specific.
It's like a turn off for them. And therefore they will tell you things like, I am not going there, no, because I'm not being treated well, I'm disrespected, nobody seems to know anything, you can't get information when you go, nobody knows. And so they don't go.
Now viewers, who locked on to Real Talk on a nightly basis, how many people is calling here on this program saying that when they go to a social service office, nobody knows nothing? Nobody knows nothing. You do up your hair, you're prettying up your long nail, and you sit down and you're watching. You don't want to use the computer because you feel your false nail might fall off. Well, glue it down good, you use crazy glue. Yeah? So it won't come off. The JSC on Human Rights, Equality and Diversity met this morning to conduct an inquiry into persons living in extreme poverty in Trinidad and Tobago with a specific focus on vulnerability groups. President of the Single Mothers Association, Sherman Howie, lamented that the length of time it takes for a person to access these services should be much faster. It's
But
true.
when we go there and
It's true. Sometimes it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. How hard is it? How hard is it? You have your office crew. You have your visiting crew. When they come out from the site visit, it have the department that just sign it and send it up. How long does that take? When you lose a driver's permit, go down to the licensing office, they will give you a form, you carry it to the police station, the officer write it up, he stamp it, you go back down to the licensing office, and you're getting your driver's permit. When you lost ID card, you had to wait 3 months. 3 months for ID card when you lose it. So what you have to do in the meantime? Stop conducting business? Because 90% of the place where you go, they want to see two picture ID. We waiting 3 months for a passport. For definitely that is one out of the question. You come and you lose your ID card. What are you doing? And we bring in the first world laws in a third world country, and we can't get an ID card in a week time. 3 months. Passport in 3 months, 6 months sometime. And we're going up. We're going up with that speed. But they realize we're falling faster than we're going up. Hey, while it's hot, I want to say happy birthday to the singer, a talented person of Millennium Stars Music Band, Amelia Lalo. Lalo, correct? Correct. Put them up at here. There she is. Beautiful woman with a beautiful voice. Here this now. The first day, well, Navin is your husband. He working here. Everybody know Millennium Stars. He's one of my tech guy. And he used to always say, Saeed, my wife have a nice voice and she just sing it. I said, all right, one of these days I go hear it. He invited me to a singing, oh God, how call it again? A farewell night. Is a farewell night? Down Barapo. And I went down. Well, let me tell you something. When I hear this woman start to sing, I was like, wow. Serious. So I want to say a happy birthday to her tonight. Navin, don't think I get too drunk tonight, you know. Tonight is going out night, you know. As we move on tonight, she also suggested that means tests through which a person can qualify for such service should be reviewed.
But when we go there and we actually do apply, the time frame is what I believe they could adjust. Make it a quicker process, especially when they know that these persons are in dire need. And the means test that they do now, they could be a little lenient, because if you are not making, you have to be making zero, almost nothing, to be able to qualify. So what about a mother that has 4 kids and makes a salary of $2,500? If she goes there, she wouldn't get it. She wouldn't be qualified because she's making over $2,000.
Now, viewers, I tell her let's bring all the updates of the day, you know. Let me tell you something. You see what she said? It's very, very true. It's very, very true. As long as you're making something, you can't get nothing from them. Nothing. And this is hard on a single mother who have children. You know what makes it more hard? If you hear the children going to school, and you hear the mother have to go to work, and then you hear one of them come and get sick, well, that the whole month pay gone by the doctor. I tell you, outside here, poor people, they see real trouble, you know. Real trouble, you know. Sometimes 3 months, 4 months. You're waiting for a social service check, and you can't get it. I'm not asking you all, I am telling you all. Pension check, sometimes 2 pension, 2 months pass, and you ain't getting it. But you know what? When local election comes around and general election comes around, let me tell you something. Director, put on his camera. Let me show them this little finger. You see this little finger? You see this little finger? This one joint here? You see, every 5 years, it gives us certain people an authority. It gives them power. It gives them power to make a change. Every 5 years, this little one joint here, it counts. It counts. So we just forget who put us in power. Because when power gets to your head, at the end of it, you know, you're like a bird in the sky. You ain't gonna fall. Somebody when they fall hard. As I'm talking about that, put up the Guyana video. Look what's going on in Guyana. Look what's going on in Guyana. Riots in Guyana right now. Battle in Guyana. One party lose, one party win, and it's bacchanal in Guyana. All I feel is joke. I just be up to date with everything, you know. Man pulling gun and thing all on the street, you know. People walking in people's property and doing what they want. Right now, Guyana lawless. Anybody doing anything. So, the president now of the Single Fathers Association, Rondell Fields, said the issue of culture base need to be addressed.
But when we go there and we actually do apply, the time frame is what I believe they could adjust. Make it a quicker process, especially when they know that these persons are in dire need. And the means test that they do now, they could be a little lenient, because if you're not making, you have to be making zero, almost nothing, to be able to qualify. So what about a mother that has 4 kids and makes a salary of $2,500? If she goes there, she wouldn't get it. She wouldn't be qualified because she's making over $2,000.
So viewers, over the weekend, I will have a crew going to Guyana to capture events and to find out from people what took place in Guyana, because it's a serious thing. You know what it is for man to be pulling gun on the streets, illegal firearms, cutlass, running into people's place, all kind of thing. Watch me, I have some videos here that some business people sent from Guyana to me. If I show all of them videos, I'll go ball. Take what I'm telling all you. It's so bad that I really don't want to show it. It's that bad. But I have a crew going to Guyana to cover the story. Don't up all ahead. You know, Real Talk, just keep all up to date with everything. So we're moving on tonight. But listen this. We're back on the rape bill now. Bail in the sum of $150,000 have been granted to a 22-year-old man with conditions. He was charged with 2 counts of sexual penetration of an 8-year-old girl. Let me tell you something. Things like these, there's no bail. 120 days up in the pen. This is the thing I'm going against. Police said the man appeared in a Port of Spain Magistrate Court yesterday, and the matter has been postponed to April 4th, 2020. His arrest came after an investigation last month into a report about a young girl being forced to perform sexual act on a man in December 2019. All I want to know why Saieed pushing so hard. 8 years old girl being raped. 8 years old girl being forced to commit act. And for some big hardback man out there, that's real good. But if that was your daughter, you're going to want to kill that individual. You're going to hunt them down like if you're hunting deer or a lap or something in the forest. I want to tell earlier, some of these magistrates and judges have to understand how serious it is. Let me tell you something. I better if it was a judge daughter or a magistrate daughter, no bail for that individual. I know I'm telling earlier, it was a policeman daughter, it was a minister daughter, it was somebody high in society, no bail for them. I know I'm telling earlier, I'm not asking earlier. 8 years old, what entertainment you getting? What excitement you getting? When you watch at 8 years old, it's like your daughter you're watching. And they were bail. 120 days inside. This is what I'm asking the Attorney General to bring forward. 120 days up inside. When you use a fireman and shoot somebody, you murder somebody. For firearm, 120 days inside. For rape, I want the same 120 days. All I want to fix Trinidad and Tobago, new legislation. Forget 60, 70, 80 years back. Let me tell you, it ain't no camel in Trinidad except the zoo. It ain't nobody jumping on bullcat and going from Port of Spain to San Fernando. You understand? So them was the bullcat days. Get rid of them old laws and bring in new laws, new legislation. Because we can't be in the third world. I want to bring a first class law in a third world country and we don't even have a proper law. So we're moving along now. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, you know when the opposition asked Mr. Imbo's question in Parliament, you don't watch how this man just get on? Like he's the boss over everybody there, like he's a bad done. You know when general election come, and they lost election, shouted they got to lose. Them so, like he and they go remain home and fight for days enough to know who's took place to get on in Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, my friend. Now, Viewers Real Talk is a platform for the voice of the people. This is where we get things done. You see, you know why I don't hit on crime too much? Because the entire country knows that crime starts from the top. The entire country knows that. Sometimes we get TTPS officers in racket. We get Army Defense officers in racket. Sometimes we get prison officials carrying contraband. So it starts from the top, somebody in authority. So how do we fix something that starts from the top? How do we fix it? That is why I choose to deal with current affairs issue, something that we could change, something that I could push for, something that I could go in my prayer room and light my light and say, Lord, I need so and so done. And we're getting it done. You all have seen that thus far. From September 2019 to December 2019. Let me tell you something. 6 legislations and 2 bills. So when you hear we catch those in authority now, those in authority and they fall in that trap, where you going? You can't run, you can't hide, but you're going down in the pen. Yeah? We're going down in the pen. We are going in the pavement to battle it out, you know. You're going up in the pen. Switching gears a bit. You have a call? Call a good night.
Mr. Saieed, good night.
To you, my dear.
Mr. Saieed, why these lawyers standing up and asking for bail for these notorious murderers? Not rapists, you know. Murderers, because these are babies. Babies, Saieed. These little infants don't have a clue what's going on.
Exactly.
I don't want to call the lawyers by a name, you know. They have no right to represent these inhumane animals. Yes, yeah? And when they go before a magistrate, the magistrate and all giving them bail.
Yep.
I hear a woman getting abused in her house and the magistrate send the man right back in the house and she take out a protection order. Yeah? This woman magistrate send the man back in the house and say, you sleep in one bedroom and he sleep. What is going on with the judiciary, Mr. Saeed? All of them to be fired. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. You see, we deal with issues of the day, issues that people face on a daily basis. And I thank you, the viewers, for making Real Talk the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad, because we deal with the issue. This is the only show. I'm not boasting or bragging, you know. But I am from Trinidad and Tobago. I am from Trinidad. And I see what is taking place in Trinidad. I just watch TV. I ain't blind. I just watch TV. That's why I choose to make Real Talk different. The TT Scrap Iron Dealers Association is claiming that the Using St. Madeleine and Bridgeton Castle sugar mills are soon to be demolished. The association, which represents 125 individual scrap dealers, wrote to the Ministry of Agriculture, Clarence Rambarat, to express concern that their members should be given preference in clearing the scrap iron, which would be result for demolition. They further noted that they have been preferred bidders in the tendering process to clear the rubble. The association noted that the dealers is also required to have their license renewed yearly, and it must be based on their present policy. The letter also highlighted the discussion between the Minister of Trade and Industry and the association. It stated that no foreign operator should do business in the scrap iron industry without a license issued by the magistrate court. The association has since requested a meeting with the minister. I find that fair enough. Guys, fair enough. If you're living in Trinidad, and let's just say Pointe-à-Pied, they're going to demolish Pointe-à-Pied. I expect a local to bid and get the contract, not an outside entity. So sometimes we just have to, you always have to be aware of what's taking place. Is everything you're going to bring in outsiders? But when time to vote, go to the next country. If you're a minister and you started bringing outsiders, when time to vote, you make yourself known in the next country. So they go vote you. Let me tell you something. You see, when your power gets to your head, it's a serious thing, you know. It is a serious thing. Ask those in authority. Them ain't want to hand over that belt to nobody, you know. Take what I tell you now. And you know they say, oh, the 1% rule thing in Trinidad, and the big, and let me tell you something. 1% only big in Trinidad. Only in Trinidad. Go outside, it's like a dust in the bucket. You're like a dust in a bucket. So that's why I don't beat up too much. I'm here begging for it. I ain't begging for it. By the grace of God, I am who I am. And I am where I am today by the grace of God. I don't look at nobody's wealth. I just work for what I want. And I just get it. You see I get legislation passed? You see I get bill passed? I work for what I want. That's not what I'm going to start saying, Saeed. You know, it's that kind of thing. I ain't want to use the word now, but you know, it's a man lighting and thing, you know. But the Hindus lighting light, their diya. The Christian lighting their candle. The Baptist lighting their candle. I lighting my light too. I ain't see nothing wrong with that. I ain't see. So we're moving on, viewers. Member of Parliament for Caroni Central, Dr. Botiwari, has stated that crime and the state of the economy have both taken a psychological and sociological toll on Trinidad and Tobago. He added that the globe coronavirus outbreak is only the latest in a long series of blows to the nation's physique. Dr. Tiwari comments came during the feature address at a dinner function he hosted for religious leaders in Chaguanas on Thursday night. Dr. Tiwari said, long before the emergency of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China, the local economy situation was bad. He observed that the last 5 years has shown a 10% decline in the gross domestic product from 180 billion to 150 billion. So they were falling before the virus came into effect. Dr. Tiwari argued that the crime situation is getting out of control. He said confirmation that there are 220 gang leaders and 2,500 gang members has not made a difference in solving crime, nor has there been any reduction in murder. Correct. Call a good night.
And a very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
To you, my friend.
Saeed, whenever I hear, I am a father of 2 daughters, and whenever I hear atrocities like rape and these type of things is committed against young women, or whether you're young, you're old, whatever, it make my blood boil. I start to get sick inside. Let me tell you something. What the hell is wrong with these magistrates in granting bail? They're supposed to use the discretion.
Yep.
You are giving this man bail to go and commit another crime?
Exactly.
And more so, where is the voice of the Hindu Women Organization? Where is the voice of the PNM Women Group? Where is the voice of Womantra?
That's right.
They're supposed to be saying something and they're supposed to be coming out and marching.
Yep.
Right? But no, their voice is only convenient and political. All the best. Have a good evening.
Thank you, my friend. And so true. So true. The woman group of Trinidad and Tobago, the woman arms of the PNM, the woman's arms of the UNC, the woman arms of Trinidad and Tobago, supposed to be standing anytime a female is being violated in Trinidad and Tobago. It does not matter what. We have some part-time women's group in Trinidad and Tobago. Part-time. I ain't afraid to say it, it's part-time. When you have a little profit, you stand up when your hand on your sit down and zip your mouth. And all standing up. The Caroni Central MP said, despite passing a lot of anti-crime legislations, little or no positive result are seen. The gang activities, guns, drugs, and human trafficking seems to be proceeding quickly. He also noted that crime has altered the sociology and culture habits in Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking on the globe coronavirus outbreak, Dr. Tiwari urged religious leaders to preach prevention to their congregation. He said no country is able to contain and bring the COVID-19 virus under control. So far, nobody has been able, no countries. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the country. They don't have an antidote for it. They don't have an antibiotic injection for it. No cure thus far. Some of the private sector to think wisely before spending waste money. I'm telling you. Now listen to this, A 35-year-old Rio Claro woman is in police custody in relations to 2 robberies in Central Division after she attempted to make a false report of a kidnapping at a police station. Reports indicate that the woman and her accomplice pretended to operate a taxi during which a Colombian male national and a female entered the vehicle in Cuba. A robbery was announced during which the Colombian man allegedly resisted and was shot multiple times. The victim were robbed of their cash and cell phones. The bandit then put out the passengers and attempted to escape but crashed their car into another vehicle. Reports further indicated that the car used by the bandits was a rental and the woman went to the Cuba police station to make a report in which she claimed she was kidnapped. However, upon investigation, it was discovered that the woman matched the description of a suspect in several robberies and she was arrested on Tuesday. Well done, officers. Her accomplice is yet to be found. The wounded victim is said to be warded in a serious condition at a hospital. So I will keep you up to date as the story unfolds. We're moving on to the Ministry of Works and Transport has a new transport commissioner. He is a former head of the ICT unit and served as ICT director and ICT manager. In a media release, the ministry stated that Clark was appointed on the 21st of January 2020 by the Service Commission. The ministry said Clark spearheaded the ICT components of the red light enforcement, spot speed enforcement, and the new fixed penalty system, among others. So that is, I guess that's when you're breaking the red light. When you're breaking the red light, they snap you, and that is your ticket right there. The ministry said Clark also won several awards in the areas of ICT, road safety, and Employee of the Year. The ministry said prior to his years in public service, Clark spent 6 years in the private sector serving as system administrator for a private hospital and part-time lecturer for 2 academic institutions. He also previously served as a system analyst at the Consumer Affairs Division of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Saeed, you see the bus company? The bus company needs going to a foreign investment to some white people, because you know why? The Works and Transport Minister are collecting taxpayers' money and they are maintaining the bus them at all. All the buses breaking down and they are ordering the correct parts and bringing the correct parts for the bus them, right? Look at simple thing like the point industrial estate, where the white people run in. Them plan to break down and their plan does work 24/7 non-stop. Because them that get all the parts in place, repair the plan and run it. So the black man can't run no company in Trinidad and Tobago. Anytime the black man running the company in Trinidad and Tobago, they have to bust it down. They have to finish it. You understand? So that is the problem with Trinidad.
Thank you, my friend. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali delivered an address today at the 63rd anniversary of Ghana's independence. He was a special guest of honor at this year's event. Dr. Rowley said, with over 53 years of diplomatic relations between Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana, the 2 major aspects of the shared cooperation remain in the agriculture and energy sector. Well, in agriculture we don't hear nothing, so that cannot be a main issue. It cannot be a main issue. In Trinidad, the agriculture sector almost faded away. Well, to talk for the energy sector, we're nearly down to north. Almost down to north. You have the video?
The importance of agriculture in the development of a country cannot be overstated, as it provides the most basic and essential form of security for society. Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana are producers of cocoa, and cooperation in this area between our countries dates back to our colonial past. The objectives of this initiative for Trinidad and Tobago were to provide assistance to the countries of West, Central and South Africa in developing their energy sectors.
So we're helping them improve their energy sector. While our energy sector, where is it taking us? Where is it taking us? Where? We talk about cocoa industry. We talk about cocoa industry. Where are the cocoa growers in Trinidad and Tobago, and how many produce or product they have seen in Trinidad and Tobago? Some of them have cocoa field just for fun, just for excitement. You go in, you cut a little grass, you might have a little pond, you catch a little fish, and that is it. The agriculture sector in Trinidad is next to naught. But bosun, agriculture and energy, the energy sector nearly down to naught. Where are we going? Where are we going in 5 years? You see, I am not against party, you know. What I stand up for is for production, for development of country. That is what I stand up for. Not party, me no business about party. Somebody have to rule. But production is a serious thing. Viewers, we have about almost 1 minute and some seconds on our show. As I remind you, our live shows are from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. Our rerun is the following day. We are on Facebook, Real Talk, the Real Talk page. You can type in Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I will pop up, like and share. So you can, if you're not close to our TV, you see us on Facebook. YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. You can also see the rerun there. So viewers, be safe. It's been a marvelous Fire Friday. I enjoyed tonight. I hope you do as well. I will be back with you on Monday, Gospel Live, on another episode of Real Talk, where you can call us and let us know what issues that you are facing in Trinidad and Tobago, and we will try our best to assist you in any way. Like I said on my last show, I am checking out a piece of land for a rape crisis center for Trinidad and Tobago, and I need your help in purchasing this land and putting up this structure. It does not belong to Real Talk. It belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And viewers, the Children Authority will be sending people there. The, oh God, it's a couple different agencies, even the police and all. It's not for Saieed Ali, it's not for Real Talk, it's for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, be safe, enjoy your weekend, and like I always say, do not get yourself in problems. Otherwise, 339-1670, 238-6716. Be safe, enjoy the weekend, until we meet again, good night.